Good afternoon, friends. I know it's been a long time. I have not been coming to you live, but I just had about an hour before we leave for Erie, Pennsylvania, and I wanted to, this has been on my heart to share with you guys, but anybody that's ever been working real hard for something and preparing for something, as you come to the final hours, there's a lot to do and a lot of nerves and anticipation. But I just wanted to come on and share a few of my thoughts for the week leading up to a big event. Now, many of you guys, I just have to say, who've been following my journey, I've been sharing kind of what I would call my journey to Boston. It's been a long time in the coming. This is a goal I've had since I was in my early 20s when I did qualify at one point. Hi, Cyril. Oh, hi, friends. Hi, Sarah. Oh, you guys say hi. I'm going to be excited to talk to some friends, just sharing some thoughts as we get ready to head out to Erie for the day. My race, my much anticipated race is tomorrow morning. But in fact, by this time I will be done running. And I wanted to share sort of what I have done this week to help me prepare when you've worked real hard for something. So first of all, for those of you that don't know, I'm running the Erie, the Presque Isle Marathon tomorrow. This has been much anticipated. It took a lot of courage for me to muster up to retry again after my last attempt to qualify for Boston 2 years ago. When I ran the Canton Marathon, I missed my time by 1 minute. Hi, Miss Nancy. If you've ever worked really hard for something and then missed a goal by a minute, you can relate to how that feels. And so we're getting ready to head up there. I have had a great 16 weeks of training. For me, remaining healthy when I train has always been a struggle. So if I can get to the starting line injury-free, I'm very, very pleased. I have a lot of people to thank. For one thing, well, I couldn't have done it without my husband and coach Craig Knesset, who has put the training plan together for me and I know prepared me well for my race, and for my children for stepping up around the house and for getting things done and for helping me during this when you train for something like this, it's time consuming and your family has to help, and they really have. My mom, who is gonna drive up tomorrow to watch and bring me home so I don't have to drive myself home. My beautiful friend Lindsay, who last night came over and gave me just the best pre-race plus relaxation massage that a friend could have ever asked for. Just a true gift. So many messages that I've received from you guys in the weeks, and even in these last few days, it's overwhelming. I'll try not to cry. Just to you guys know how much I appreciate, putting myself out there and sharing this journey is scary for me. It's scary to put yourself out there and to say you're going to do something that you've been working really hard for. And so thanks for the love and for the encouragement and the feedback back, because it does really mean a lot. They say that the marathon is the greatest test of the human spirit, and for anybody that has done a marathon, that 26.2 miles, you can understand what that means. Now, there's some other sports that are true endurance sports, a triathlon, the Ironmans, like those also test the human spirit. I'm ready for this. I am not at all worried about the race. I feel prepared. My prayers for those final 3 to 6 miles is always the hardest part for anyone that's ever done a marathon, and so that is where I'll appreciate and take any of the prayers. So the work is done. It's a 16-week training cycle. You work really hard, strengthening, stretching, cross-training, making sure you eat right, and then it's the final hours before the big race. And so what do you do? And will you get the Vaseline that you asked your daughter to find? Thank you. You have to prepare. So this is what I've done this week, you guys. I have made sure I got a little extra sleep, and that is not an easy task to put yourself to bed earlier. So at least 8 hours of sleep every night this week is super important. And really in the last 2 days laying low and just making sure that I stay off my feet as much as possible. We sort of divvied up the kids' activities so that I didn't have to do as much So just kind of resting over the especially this week and then the last 2 days. I really had to focus on my fuel and nutrition. That's been a focus of mine this whole training cycle, because I think the last time I ran my marathon, I ran out of fuel. I hit the wall in the last 10K of the marathon, and that contributed to why I was so close to making it. But so this week I've really been not necessarily carbo loading, because I don't necessarily think that's essential when you're tapering. If you eat the same, it is a net carbo load, but I do have a little tickle in my throat. My kids gave us a little bit of a cold. I did spend some time this week making sure I ramped up the healthy carbs that I do eat. I really don't eat much processed food at all, like 90% I would say. So just making sure I got oatmeal and sweet potatoes and quinoa and brown rice. I didn't want to be coughing for you guys. That is something that I focused on. I try not to try. Oh goodness, I'm sorry you guys. Making sure I ate enough was my second thing that I did this week. The third part would be the hydration and making sure that I drank. I might have to stop. I'm so sorry, you guys. Making sure that I stayed hydrated. That's the third thing I did. I have done a lot of visualizing and using affirmations and meditation, not just for energy, but for the knowledge that I know I can do this. And then I packed. My bags are packed. I have my water, I have my pre-workout, I have my electrolyte drinks, I have my pack that carries my gel, I have my shoes, I have my watch, and I think we're ready to go. I also have been taking zinc and doing neti pot for the slight cold that I have, but I know that's not going to hold me back. So I think I have everything I need. Thank you guys. I think I'm done talking. Thank you so much for the love and sharing this journey with me. I don't think there's good connection at all. The marathon's in Presque Isle. There's no tracking for the race, so I'm not even sure how much cell phone reception we'll have, but be sure that as soon as possible we'll share the results with you guys. Thank you for the love, for following me on the journey. I cannot tell you how much I love and appreciate you, and thanks for putting up with the cough, and we'll be talking more tomorrow. Thanks, you guys.